Today we're going to be talking about swearing. Is it okay? Is it taught about in the Bible? And what does the Bible say about it? I'll give you one good example right off the bat. You've got Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. However, it's really important to note that almost every reference within the Bible is talking about causing offense, putting someone down rather than building them up, or speaking or wishing ill will towards another human being. Meaning that the context and the intentions are what are actually wrong. The words in and of themselves are not the problem. What words exist that have meaning for any other reason than we decide that they have meaning? Words are just sounds coming from our lips. They don't inherently mean anything good, and they don't inherently mean anything wrong. Consider this. Do you think the swear words that were used during the times of the New Testament are the same words that we are now tossing around today? Of course they're not. Words are societal constructs that have meaning within the society and the culture that has assigned that meaning to them. Even today, in other countries, there are swear words there that aren't considered to be here. And then we have words here that are considered to be offensive or bad, that if you were to use them somewhere else, they would not have that same effect. So I really want to drive this point home. The words in and of themselves are not the sin, because words in and of themselves are not inherently bad or inherently good. Words have value that has been assigned to them by the culture and the society that uses them. James 3:10 says, "From the same mouth come blessings and cursing. My brothers, these things ought not be so." And then Proverbs 4:24 says, "Put away your crooked speech and put devious talk far from you." Now, are there any circumstances or situations in which using these types of words could be considered to be okay? But real quick, if you agree with me so far, consider hitting the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. We're going to keep putting out stuff like this, and consider sharing the video with somebody that might benefit from it. And now that you've done that, let's go into the part where I feel like I'm definitely going to lose some of you, but try to buckle up, open your eyes, open your mind, and consider what I'm about to talk about. Because even if we disagree on this, I believe it is possible that we still love and respect each other, you and me. I believe that the answer is yes, that there are circumstances and situations where using swear words are not biblically sinful. But let me explain fully why, because I do also believe and agree that these situations are few and far between, and they need to be very specific. Now, I'm going to use my spouse as a good example, because her and I are insanely close. We are best friends. I know everything about her. She knows everything about me, and we communicate very thoroughly and in depth. We have massive respect for one another, and we know very clearly and confidently when one of us is going to take something poorly or when they're going to take it well. We know very confidently what each other finds funny and what we do not find amusement in. I know her tones, her inflections, her moods, her attitudes. I confidently know her integrity, the meaning behind the words she says, what she believes about certain things, and what her thoughts on many different things are. I know deeply her beliefs and her values. I know all her strengths. I know all of her weaknesses. My point is, we really, really know each other. We are best friends. And due to that connection, which is almost unhealthy, Kat and I, and that's my spouse, Kat and I play verbal hardball with each other. We insult each other. We put each other down. We say mean things to each other. And we sometimes swear at each other. Now, quick caveat. I do not recommend this for married couples. I do not recommend it for dating couples. I do not recommend it between you and your best friend. I'm not saying anybody else should be doing this. And in a way, I'm not even saying we should be doing it. But I, as you know, will always be honest. I will always be transparent, and I will always tell you the truth. I have no desire to put up some fake image of myself. You guys know who I am. I'm going to continue to let you know who I am. So this is just a little inside information to my relationship. We do these things to each other because we both find it funny. We both find it endearing, and in an odd way, we both get love from it. Now, the only way that we can find it as funny and endearing as we do is because we know the truth about what we're saying, in that this is not true. And what I mean by that is her saying something degrading to me about my integrity or my honesty or the way that I look to each other. It's so asinine and so untrue that it becomes amusing because we both fully understand how one another actually views the other person. It's as if we were calling the sky pink or saying that whales were land animals. The insults are so absolutely ridiculous that there's no validity behind them, therefore making it funny, because neither of us takes it serious at all. Therefore, it's really just this cute love game that we play with each other to try to make each other laugh and smile. See, for us, this is a good treasure of the heart type of exchange because we are both fully tuned in, fully on the same page, and know the truth is so widely, so far different from what we're saying about each other that we get great amusement out of it, and we both feel very endearing about the whole exchange. We both feel love when we say ridiculous things about or to each other. Now, Luke 6:45, the good person out of the good treasure of his heart produces good. The evil person out of his evil treasure produces evil. For out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks. Now, on the flip side, if we were to say any of these things to each other in anger, during an argument, when things are tense, or with any actual negative intention behind them or malice behind them, then these things would absolutely qualify as sinful on a biblical standard. It all comes down to the condition of the heart, the intentions, and then whether or not you are trying to build someone up or break someone down. When we play like this together, we are trying to build each other up. We're trying to amuse each other. We're trying to make each other laugh. This is a positive and productive thing that happens between her and I, and it's strengthened our trust and our relationship just in general. But on that note, the reason I don't recommend this for people is because you are kind of, to a degree, playing with fire, because you have to really know the person. You both have to have absolute trust and no self-esteem issues, no self-confidence issues, because in those cases, depending on how somebody might be feeling on a certain day, they could take those joking insults as actual insults, and it could break them down. And then that would be qualifying as biblical swearing, because you are degrading somebody and actually degrading them rather than degrading somebody in a way that builds that person up due to the trust and due to the pre-agreed upon type of relationship that you guys have. There has to be absolute confidence and agreement that no offense is to be taken, and then no offense can be taken. And I want to be clear, outside of this, our household is a 100% swear-free zone. My daughter hates swearing because we have drilled into her so hard that people who swear a lot don't sound intelligent, that people who swear a lot can't find better words to express how they're feeling, and so they default to that. Our house is very anti-swearing. We're very much against it, outside of just this one cute little game that my wife and I play together. And that's because I don't want my daughter to sound like the rest of the world. I don't want her to inject swear words in order to express how she's feeling. I want her to learn how to actually express how she's feeling using proper vocabulary. So is swearing a sin? Absolutely yes. Although you do have to define the context and the intention, because the words in and of themselves are not sinful. Because why? Words are not inherently bad. They are things that we say that then societally and culturally we assign value and meaning to them. However, the content and the intentions by which we choose to address one another, whether we use swear words or not, these things within the context, within the intention, can be considered swearing on a biblical standard. Keep a tight rein on your tongue. This is the best advice, in my opinion, for language in general. And that goes for the actual words themselves, and also beyond that, to the message that you are trying to convey with your words. In general, there's really no excuse for swearing, because in general, the context in which we use these words is predominantly negative in intention. And that is what categorizes it as a sin. I hope that all makes sense. Whether you agree or disagree, let me know how you feel about all this in the comments below. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Share the video with somebody who might benefit from it. And if you want to get in on our Bible study, it's every Sunday at 6 p.m. and then every Thursday at 6 p.m. That is Central Time. We meet together here on YouTube. You'll be able to find the video right away if you log in at that time. And if you want to get in on the private Discord for the Bible study, let me know in a DM somewhere on social media, and I will make sure to get you a link so that you can join us. Love you guys.